Gangsters suspected of harboring one Britain's most wanted fugitives could be behind the disappearance of a father and son on the Costa del Sol, a former detective believes. Peter Bleksley, who was the star of Channel 4 reality show, Hunted, has been on the trail of 6.5-foot Liverpudlian Kevin Parle since 2019. Peter says Parle is being shielded by British drug traffickers in Spain, where car mechanic Danny Poole went missing along with his 22-year-old son Liam in April 2019. Peter, who is chronicling his investigation in the hit BBC podcast, Manhunt, Finding Kevin Parle, said, "I've now got a clear picture of how Kevin Parle remains in the run, what he does, who he does it for, and roughly where." Former Hunted star Peter Bleksley, Image, Andrew Tebay, Liverpool Echo. There's a clear linkage between the network of criminals that have been harboring and funding him, and the disappearance of Danny and Liam Poole. It's worthy of further investigation. The police need to take this very seriously. The latest season of Manhunt, out on Tuesday, finds Peter on the trail of Parle in Almeria, southeastern Spain, where he believes his quarry has worked as hired muscle for an international drug trafficking ring. Peter reveals how an informant has told him the gangsters are behind the suspected murders of Danny and Liam. Peter Bleksley with a poster of Kevin Parle, Image, Andrew Tebay, Liverpool Echo. Bleksley has been involved in the search, Image, Andrew Tebay, Liverpool Echo. He said, "The source said they weren't implicating Parle directly, but told me that the father and son from Burgess Hill won't be seen again. I later met my source face to face and discussed Danny and Liam. The source told me the criminal network surrounding Kevin Parle was responsible for their. I've also identified a number of individuals in Parle's network, some of whom have residential and business addresses on the south coast and Sussex, not far from where Danny and Liam were living. Everything points to these two cases being linked. Danny, 46, and Liam, from Burgess Hill, Sussex, traveled to Spain's Estepona on Mother's Day 2019 carrying a suitcase containing £20,000 in cash. Merseyside police released a series of digitally altered images to show how Kevin Parle could have changed. Image, Merseyside police. Relatives last heard from them the following day, April 1. The cash was never recovered and their passports and luggage were found abandoned in a hotel room on Estepona's Valle Romano golf resort. Liam's mum Lisa Berwick says her former husband had links with the drug world, and believes he and their son were killed in a deal gone wrong. Peter reveals his bombshell findings to Lisa and daughter Lauren Poole, Liam's sister, in the podcast. Liam and Danny Poole vanished in 2019. Lisa said, "I was shocked to hear Peter's information. It seems journalists have done more to investigate Danny and Liam's disappearance than the police. It looks totally credible and should have blown the case wide open, yet it appears the police have just sat on it." Lauren fights back tears as she tells Peter, "Dad and Liam have very easily been portrayed as criminals. It's important people realize they're not just that they're two people we love. We need closure." Parle, nicknamed Hemp, is wanted for the shotgun murders of a mum of three, Lucy Hargreaves and Liam Kelly, 16. He is one of 30 criminals who appear on the National Crime Agency's Most Wanted list. Lucy Hargreaves, 22, who was shot and killed by three men who broke into her Liverpool home, Image, PA. Liam Kelly, 16, was killed in 2004, Image, PA. The 41-year-old has spent 17 years on the run from British authorities. Liam was gunned down over a £200 debt in 2004 as he climbed out of a Pals Vauxhall Astra in Toxteth, Liverpool. In August 2005, Lucy Hargreaves, 22, was shot 3 times by masked gunmen as she slept on her sofa in Walton, Merseyside, before being doused in petrol and set on. Lucy's partner Gary Campbell, thought to be the intended target of the underworld hit, fled through an upstairs window with their toddler as their home. Ginger-haired Parle is believed to have fled to Spain and is wanted for questioning on both murders. Danny Poole, L., and his son Liam, who vanished on the Costa del Sol in April 2019. Image, Collect Pic, Hook News. Bleksley thinks he has the answers. Image, Ken McKay, ITV, Rex. It is believed Danny and Liam met two British men, one with connections to Merseyside, in Estepona the night before they vanished. Spanish police confirmed they arrested the two men in June 2019, but the pair were never charged. One subsequently returned to the UK and is currently serving an 8-year sentence for aggravated burglary. The other has been linked to another high-profile, unsolved disappearance in Spain where he still lives today. Although the pair took £20,000 in cash on their trip, Lisa revealed Liam asked her to send more money the day after the pair arrived in Spain. Blexley with a poster of Kevin Parle, image, Andrew Tebay, Liverpool Echo. I told him that I didn't have that kind of money, and in any case I didn't want the paper trail coming back to me. Of course I can't say for certain what happened from there, but I can imagine a scenario where Liam was held for ransom until Danny came up with the cash, and somehow it's all gone wrong. Lisa has criticized the Spanish authorities and Sussex police over their handling of her son's disappearance. Sussex police say they are powerless to investigate in Spain, and the Superior Court of Andalusia closed the case in September 2019, a mere 5 months after Danny and Liam went missing. Peter handed his dossier linking Parle with Danny and Liam to Merseyside police in December 2020. But it is unclear whether the information has been acted upon. Merseyside police refused to confirm what information was passed on, or when, saying only it had been processed and disseminated accordingly. Sussex police said, "I can confirm that we have no evidence to link Kevin Parle with the disappearance of Danny and Liam Poole. This is and always has been a Spanish judicial-led investigation, and the role of Sussex police has been to support that with UK-based inquiries and liaison with the family." Peter said, "If there are criminals out there making people disappear, then it is absolutely imperative that they are found and brought to justice, because if they've done it before, they might do it again. Every single resource possible should be plowed into establishing the truth." Last Sunday, on the eve of the 3rd anniversary of the disappearances, Lisa spent another Mother's Day without a visit from her son. "It reduced me to tears, again," she said. "They say it gets easier with time, but it doesn't, it gets harder." Read more. Mum accused of trying to smother her evil newborn baby on way to hospital. Read more. Rob failed to block baby P mum release and sent junior official to hearing.